My brother raped me again and again for 10 years. I have stayed silent for 30 years until now, and this is how it all unfolded. Dear Caro, I'm 70 years old today. You would think that by now the past wouldn't haunt me so much, that the pain would have faded or at least softened around the edges. But no, it follows me like a shadow. It whispers when the world is silent. And now, in my old age, I have finally found the courage to speak. This is Unspoken with Caro. Real stories, real people. If you're new, consider subscribing. I was a young widow when it all began. Only 38. My husband had died suddenly, leaving me with 3 children to raise. Life was already cruel. We didn't have much, and I had to move in with my brother and his family for support. He was respected in the community, a church elder, no less. And people always said I was lucky to have him. But behind closed doors, things were not as they seemed. It started with small things. A look that lasted too long. Unnecessary touches when no one was watching. I will brush it off. Try to believe I was imagining it. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. One night, after everyone had gone to bed, I went to the kitchen to warm milk for my youngest child. He was there. He said nothing, just looked at me with dark eyes and locked the door. That night, he stole my voice. I cried in silence. I was ashamed, confused. I told myself it wouldn't happen again, that he had made a mistake, that maybe I had done something to provoke it. You see, back then, women like me were taught to keep quiet, to endure, to cover shame, not to expose it. But it did happen again, and again, and again. Every night, I would pray that God would strike him dead in his sleep, or me, whichever came first. I became a ghost in that house. I did everything he asked. Cooked, cleaned, cared for the children, while carrying a darkness I couldn't explain. He threatened me constantly. No one will believe you. You will shame the family. You will lose your children. And I believed him. I feared the world more than I feared him. I feared what people would say. I feared being called a liar, a mad woman. So I stayed for 10 years. 10 years of walking on broken glass. 10 years of pretending everything was okay. 10 years of dying slowly. When my firstborn got a scholarship to study abroad, I used that as my chance. I begged a church member to help me find a housekeeping job in another town. I left with my children without saying goodbye. I told people I needed a fresh start. They never asked why. I rebuilt myself from nothing. I worked in people's homes during the day and cried into my sleep at night. But at least now I was crying in peace. My children grew up thinking I was strong. They never knew the burden I carried. Years passed. My brother grew sick. People called me heartless for not visiting him in hospital. I didn't explain. I simply said I had forgiven but not forgotten. And that was true. Forgiveness does not mean I must return to my abuser. It means I chose peace over revenge. I am 70 now. My body is weak, but my voice is strong. I'm telling my story today, not because I want pity. No, I want every woman, every person who has carried a silent burden to know you are not alone. Your story matters. Your pain is valid. And even if the world tells you to be quiet, don't. Speak. It might take you 10 years or 30, but speak. I only wish I had spoken sooner. It's a really sad story. And I know very many women out there are suffering in silence, are being abused by people they trusted the most. This is a brother abusing a blood sister. If you have something to tell this old lady, put it in the comment section. And if you have a story you will wish to share with the world, my email is in the description and the inbox is always open. Follow for more untold stories.